We live in a world that teaches us to hold on, to dreams, to people, to memories, and to pain. We're told that letting go is weakness, that to release something means you failed. But what if the real strength is in surrender? What if peace doesn't come from holding tighter, but from learning to loosen our grip? There is a silent power in letting go that very few ever discover. Not because it's hidden, but because most people are afraid to face it. It's easier to stay in the comfort of chaos than to walk into the unknown. We fear losing control, yet clinging is exactly what steals our control. True strength isn't in resistance, it's in release. Have you ever tried holding a burning coal in your hand just because someone told you not to drop it? That's what it feels like when we hold on to past wounds, toxic people, or dreams that are no longer aligned with our truth. We think holding on will fix it. We believe our attachment will somehow change the outcome. But in truth, it only deepens the pain. Detachment is not cold. It's not emotionless. It's not about shutting down your heart. Detachment is wisdom. It's the ability to recognize what you cannot change, and instead of wasting energy fighting it, you choose to free yourself from it. It is not giving up. It is choosing peace over struggle, clarity over confusion, and growth over stagnation. We often confuse detachment with not caring. But here's the truth. Detachment is not about caring less. It's about caring better. It's about loving without losing yourself, about giving without expecting, about showing up fully but without clinging to outcomes. That's real love. That's real maturity. That's real peace. The strongest people are not those who never fall apart. The strongest are those who fall, break, cry, grieve, and then choose to rise by letting go of what they cannot control. They know that peace isn't found in perfection. It's found in surrender. Letting go doesn't mean you forget. It doesn't mean the pain disappears overnight. It means you stop allowing it to define you. You stop allowing it to narrate your story. You acknowledge it happened, you learn from it, and you move forward with grace. That's the path to healing. That's the path to peace. Think about the moments that have weighed you down the most. Relationships that drained you, failures that haunted you, regrets that kept you awake. What if you didn't have to carry all of it anymore? What if the door to peace was always open, and all you had to do was walk away from what's behind you? We live in a society obsessed with outcomes. We tie our happiness to results, our identity to success, and our worth to approval. But the truth is, the more you attach your peace to external things, the more fragile it becomes. Detachment isn't apathy, it's emotional freedom. When you stop obsessing over how things should be, you start appreciating them for what they are. You stop fighting reality and start flowing with it. You stop trying to control people and start honoring their freedom. And in that shift, you find your own. Some of the greatest transformations in life happen not when we get something new, but when we finally release what's no longer meant for us. Letting go opens space. Space for new beginnings. Space for clarity. Space for peace. You can't step into your future while dragging the baggage of your past. That relationship that hurt you, that mistake that haunts you, that version of yourself you're ashamed of, let it go. Not because it didn't matter, but because you matter more. Your peace matters more. We think we're strong because we endure. But real strength is choosing not to endure the things that kill our spirit. Real strength is walking away, even when every part of you wants to hold on. Real strength is saying, I deserve peace, and then doing what it takes to find it. Detachment is not the end of love. It is the beginning of unconditional love. It's what happens when you stop loving someone for what they give you, and start loving them simply because they exist. It's the kind of love that doesn't bind, doesn't beg, doesn't break. It frees both of you. When you let go, you're not losing. You're making room. Room for healing. Room for self-discovery. room for deeper connections that align with who you truly are. And most importantly, you're making room for your own soul to breathe again. Letting go is a form of trust. It's trusting that you don't have to force anything meant for you. It's believing that life knows how to unfold, and your job is to flow, not to grip. And yes, it's terrifying. But on the other side of that fear is freedom. On the other side of surrender is serenity. We often hear let go and let God. But do we ever truly understand what that means? It means stop micromanaging life. Stop replaying the pain. Stop begging for closure. Let go, and trust that what's meant to stay will stay. And what's meant to go will go. For your own good. Letting go doesn't mean you didn't love. It means you loved deeply enough to release. It means you respect yourself enough to choose peace over pain. It means you no longer need to prove your worth through someone else's presence. You know your value, even in the absence of validation. You don't owe loyalty to what breaks you. You don't owe a lifetime to the past. You are allowed to outgrow people, plans, and patterns that no longer serve your peace. Growth requires release. The tree doesn't fear autumn. It lets its leaves fall with grace, knowing spring will return. So why do we fear letting go? Why do we fear the stillness, the emptiness, the unknown? Because we forget that peace isn't found in holding on. It's born in surrender. You weren't born to live in anxiety. You weren't created to beg for love, to cling to pain, or to sacrifice your soul for temporary validation. You were born for peace. You were made for freedom. And that begins the moment you stop fighting reality and start trusting the process. So pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, what are you holding on to that's holding you back? What pain are you still dragging into your present? What old story are you still telling yourself? And are you ready, finally, to let it go? Letting go isn't a one-time act. It's a daily practice. Every day we're invited to release the thoughts, attachments, and expectations that disturb our peace. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Because the reward is silence. The reward is stillness. The reward is peace. No one teaches us how to let go. We're taught to fight, to win, to conquer. But sometimes the greatest victory is not in holding the sword, but in laying it down. The warrior who finds peace is stronger than the one who wins wars. So to anyone listening who feels tired, heavy, overwhelmed, this is your sign. You don't have to carry it anymore. You don't have to fix what's already broken. You don't have to wait for closure that may never come. You are allowed to let go. You are not weak for walking away. You are wise. You are not cold for setting boundaries. You are courageous. You are not broken for choosing solitude. You are healing. The strength in letting go isn't loud. It doesn't scream or fight. It whispers. It breathes. It says, I trust life. And in that trust, you begin to rise, not with the weight of the world on your shoulders, but with wings made of light. Letting go is not the end. It's the beginning of freedom, of clarity, of peace. And the moment you decide you are worthy of all three is the moment you finally find yourself again.